Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. So I am sorry that I didn't put a video out yesterday regarding this. Obviously, it was a hot topic 2 nights ago about the leak of the preliminary majority opinion from the Supreme Court regarding Roe v. Wade. It was very much a holy crap moment. It came out around 5:30-ish, I think, Pacific time. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through news and boom, breaking news. And I literally out loud said, holy crap. And of course, my husband was like, what's up? So I told him. So I have a few thoughts. There are a lot of people, a lot of conservative media types that are trying to be stalwarts of responsibility in journalism, who are saying, let's not get too excited about this because, you know, this is just a preliminary opinion and it could change. While that's true, let me emphasize, this is Roe v. Wade. This pertains to abortion. This is something that has been an issue in our country for roughly 50 years. There is not a single person, not only on the Supreme Court, but within the federal court system at all, appellate judges, circuit court judges, anybody like that, and probably not really even any lawyers, who on a regular basis do not consider their opinion on something like Roe v. Wade. They consider it judicially, they consider it morally, they consider it culturally. The point I'm trying to make is that for this opinion to change, this is not some obscure issue going before the Supreme Court that these justices are like, oh my, I've never thought of this. I should ruminate over this. That's not this. This is something, again, this is something they have thought about for a very, very long time. They put pen to pad, Justice Alito did, and they laid out the thoughts and feelings that they have had regarding its constitutionality, the thoughts and feelings that they have had, I guarantee you, for their entire judicial career. So no, I don't think it's going to change. So go ahead and get excited. Some other thoughts that I had. So I didn't say this last night on air with John because John is a very responsible journalist and he doesn't like to throw bombs. That's not me. Sotomayor is rumored and known to have very radical clerks and very radical staff underneath her within her Supreme Court quarters. For that reason and for other reasons, like the fact that it was her staff who leaked information about how Justice Gorsuch didn't want to wear a mask at the beginning of the year. Sotomayor has like diabetes or something, so she didn't want to show up if Gorsuch wasn't going to mask up. So she decided to do deliberations via the web. And so it was like this whole thing, and that got leaked. And it was, of course, it was Sotomayor's staff. So who do I think it was? I think it was one of Sotomayor's clerks. And can I get sued for that? For saying that? I don't think so. I think that's just my personal opinion. Something else, a lot of liberals feel misled because they're like, you said this was established law. Ha ha ha. Well, there's not really any such thing. I mean, you just need to look at what Dred Scott versus Sanford, Plessy versus Ferguson. There are quite a few cases, Bowers versus Hardwick. So if you were just like super comfortable in the fact that Roe v. Wade was going to be around for EVs, then nope, not so much. What's interesting to me is that for people whose hair is on fire, whose heads are exploding, who have smoke coming out their eyes, nose, and ears over this, who are saying, oh my gosh, abortion's over, it's Handmaid's Tale. First of all, this is not ending abortion. Wish it would, but it's not. It is sending it back to the states where it belonged in the first place. Every social issue belongs at the state level. Now, I am very much a hardline federalist. I think that the federal government should be in charge of like maybe 3 things: protecting our border, handling currency, minting money, things like that, and assembling a military. That's about it. Everything else, especially social issues, should always be controlled by the state and legislated by the state, because we are laboratories of democracy. So you can have a state like Colorado who wants to eat shrooms for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and if it works out well for them, if they are able to make a lot of state revenue based on the taxes, and if people aren't dying because people aren't shrooming and driving, then maybe that works for them. But states like Alabama, or in this case Mississippi, if they want to set laws that are more stringent, more conservative regarding abortion, then they can do that too. They're laboratories of democracy. But here's what's going to happen, and here's what I think liberals are worried about. Liberals are worried about this being struck down because what you will end up with is 5 to 10 very, very blue states who have basically no restrictions on abortion. Now, being very, very deep blue states, they are going to have a lot of very deep blue problems. So high crime, high taxes, homelessness, basically all of those wonderful hallmarks that you see in places like Los Angeles and Sacramento and San Francisco and Chicago and Philadelphia and Baltimore, and the list goes on and on and on. What you are going to have, on the contrary, are red states. I guess you could say deep red states that are going to recognize free speech, the Second Amendment, so there are going to be gun rights abounding. You're going to have low taxes. You're going to have high property ownership and low rentership, unlike places like LA under Democrat leadership, where you have all of these issues pertaining to financing of the real estate market and all of that. So what they're concerned about is that you're going to have just a few deeply, deeply blue states. And obviously you've got population issues for those states that they're concerned about because of the electoral map and the number of representatives that are delegated to those states. And then states that are Republican that, you know, they're going to end up with higher representation in the House because of those being red states. There was one other point I was going to bring up. What was it? Something pertaining to the ratio of red versus blue states. Anyway. Oh well, I guess I brought up enough because now I'm at 7 minutes. Anyway, hope you're all having a fantastic afternoon. I have so many scribbles here. Oh, one final point to tie this all in with my background in Hollywood. So a lot of you know I was in the music industry, and sometimes you would have instances where a musician's album that wasn't set to be released for another month or so gets leaked online by a disgruntled producer or engineer or someone who was able to obtain the album in its entirety, and they leak it online. The best revenge for that artist, the best way to handle it, is to release it online that day, ASAP, for free. Because then you diminish the benefit for the person who leaked it. Because if this person was going to make money on the leak, then you are basically saying, okay, but you can get it through me legally for free. Now, of course, you obviously hate the notion of it being free online, but guess what? It was going to end up being free anyway because people are going to get it in the cheapest way possible, so they're going to go to the leaker. So all of that to say that if this is the case, if this ultimately is the majority opinion of the Supreme Court, I think that they should release it right away. Yeah, announce it right away. Let us know. Anyway, okay, head over to my website, thehollywoodconservative.us, sign up for my daily emails, and head over to MyPillow. I just got an email this morning from them that they are having a buy one, a BOGO 50% off sale right now. And I'm trying to think, I always love buying then, even stuff that I don't necessarily need because I save it up for presents for people. It's just me. Our house is full of MyPillow. My husband, I think, is actually kind of getting annoyed with it, but that's all right. Okay, so anyway, use my promo code Hollywood. Is that it? That's it. See you tomorrow.